Now, something interesting has caught my attention, and that is, with the release of Gin and AIZEN, we kind of knew about the duo release, right? Now, as we all are aware, in terms of Bleach Resonance and the way that they're going to be doing things, as we know that every 2 weeks, single character, so meaning within a month span, we're looking to receive 2 new characters. That's just kind of how things are. And with the way that they've done this, obviously they've done it in a pair. Now, obviously we don't know for sure on, because nothing has been confirmed. We're kind of, for the most part, speculating that they'll split the banners up. It makes sense, right, to split up Gin and AIZEN. I mean, that's also what's been data mined, etc., all that good stuff. But I mean, there isn't anything. I mean, if they want to do a last minute turn on us and be like, hey, yeah, Gin and AIZEN, they're going to be on a singular banner, that would be pretty crazy. But we know the layout. We know the layout of 2 characters releasing in the span of 4 weeks, right? 1 per 2 weeks. And so now that they've confirmed that whenever, I guess, characters get announced and whatnot, it's always going to be done in a pair. So it kind of gives you that, how should I say, that knowledge ahead of time to be like, right, out of one of the 2, which am I going to cater to? Maybe skip both, but, you know, there's always going to be a pair being announced, so that way we got a bit of a timeline on the characters to come next, being the next 2 characters rather than just a singular character, which what most developers do, right? They always announce the next character ahead of time. In this case, we've got the full lineup, a full month lineup on the new character, new piece of content, and if there's going to be any more SRs involved with all of that, of course. Now, the biggest kicker of it all is that during the beta time, or like during the lead up to I guess promoting the game, but it wasn't exactly done in the best way. Let's be real. We actually do technically have the duo lineup going forward in terms of future characters. These characters have not been shown within the data mine to say that they are next up and whatnot. Obviously, with characters that we've seen previously, what has been data mined, those characters can drop now to a year, right? It's all up in the air. So in between, things got released, should I say. And so, as I've said before, I don't know if this was like an early leak on the developers end or a mistake in terms of marketing, but like I said, I backtracked a little bit because after seeing Gin and AIZEN, I'm just like, hold on a minute, we've seen this before. We know of this. We knew this was going to happen ahead of time. And this furthermore confirms that if this is real, then that means the other combinations are real, the other pairs are real. So in future months, this is the future in terms of the lineup of characters releasing. So with that, so huge shout out to Kaku, because I think Kaku was the one that posted all of this to kind of inform everyone about. For the most part, this was more so of them just kind of marketing, doing like a couple of days countdown and all that good stuff. And from that, and this is again one of the early images that we've had. Does it not resemble with what we've just witnessed, with what we've just seen with AIZEN and Gin? So after seeing this, it does kind of confirm on when they showed all of this. So at a certain given moment within the game itself, we know that Ukitake as well as Shunsui will come in as a pair. Obviously, there won't be a single banner between the 2. They'll be separated, right? Ukitake could drop first, and then 2 weeks later, Shunsui can drop after, right? But this is the pair. This is the monthly pair. I'm just going to say monthly because, again, single character every 2 weeks, 4 weeks, just makes sense, right? So we know that this is going to be a pair for sure. So that kind of gives us a bit of a look ahead of time to say that, alright, when Ukitake drops, we know who's going to be dropping with him straight after, right? So that's a bit of confirmation on there in terms of a future look of 2 characters releasing. The other 2 pair. Now, I don't know about this one, because technically, well, Nemu's already in the game, and I mean, okay, fair enough. I mean, it's got to be so fun at this point if we're going from leaks, right, when it comes to Kurosuchi 2. So, but it makes sense with this pairing. I mean, this technically could work. This should actually alleviate a lot of pressure on the player base too, because at that point we're only going to be going after a single character. But yeah, I assume so fun if she is a strike user, because obviously at this point we are pushing Kurosuchi to be a strike user. Especially if Nemu's there, that kind of also hints towards the typing wise, does it not? I'm just, now that we know what Nen was capable of, right, and the typing that she's in, so I guess this can look kind of even confirm that in terms of just not just a character, but typing wise. But yeah, well, out of all the ones, this one's kind of like up in the air on who could be partnered up with Kurosuchi, of course. Now moving on to the final one. So at a certain point within the game, to me this is definitely like anniversary, half anniversary, like some big celebration time moment for the game. Maybe even Golden Week, who knows? But yeah, when it comes to a certain period within the game, there will come a point that within a monthly period, Yamamoto along with Unohana will be a pair releasing in a 4-week span, of course. So this one's going to be heat. This one's going to be heat. And the one thing which I'm really looking forward to is Unohana in terms of her role and how she's going to play. So that's going to be interesting. But I cannot even begin to fathom what Yamamoto will be capable of doing within this game. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. So I am very much looking forward to that, but I truly do believe that this is probably, out of all the characters I've shown, that they've shown, should I say, that's probably going to be the longest way. I genuinely thought this might have been the longest way, if anything. Well, nah, Yamamoto is probably going to be the longest way, let's be real. But, yeah, coming back into seeing this image, they kind of, well, I wouldn't say they kind of shot themselves in the foot, but in a way they kind of did. Because now we know that if a certain somebody is, I don't know, leaked, or we know that they're probably coming next, or maybe that they're teased, we have proof on knowing on who's going to be their partner in crime, right, in terms of the next character to release after them, of course. So yeah, food for thought, but again, obviously with the data mining and whatnot, they haven't been shown yet, so seems like there's going to be a bit of a wait, which is, you know, completely fine. But I just saw that it was pretty funny for them to kind of do the AIZEN and again, and then this again furthermore now confirms these images that were shown beforehand to be like, so we know the duos now for future months, for future content for the game itself. Thumbs up on that one. We got it. Take a note. So if you're waiting for a certain somebody, you know who they're pairing up. Well, I say a certain somebody. These are the only characters that have their excluding Kurosuchi, but then again, it's probably going to be so fun, of course. But hey, certain characters have been shown. We know the pair that they're coming in. Obviously, they can change last minute, but the fact that they didn't change Gin and AIZEN, that just kind of proves that. And plus, the pairing makes sense. So, you know, there's that.